Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. So yesterday, when I taught this lesson, the connection was very bad. I think in some teachings, in some explanations, there was stutterance. So today I will teach from the very beginning again. So yesterday I started to teach Manosiddha, Manomaya. We will start also again from the Manosiddha. So Manosiddha, Manomaya. Manosiddha is also said in the commentary. Adhipati Vasena Bana, Manosiddha Idisandi, Manosiddha. Adhipati Vasena. What is the meaning of the Adhipati? Adhipati means ruler or master. What is the meaning of the Vasena? Vasena, we have already seen the meanings of this Vasena by the power of, in connection with. And one of those meanings can be used here. Adhipati Vasena by means of the Adhipati Vasena by means of the predominance. So if you can also translate Vasena as to be or as. So Adhipati Vasena as a Adhipati. If you say like this, Adhipati Vasena as a Adhipati, it is ruler. Or ruler or master. So Adhipati Vasena we can translate as a ruler or as a master. What is the meaning of the Siddha? Siddha. Also, we should know the meaning of this one best. But depending on the context, in some cases you will translate like greater, best, superior. Superior or best, so greater. So according to the sentence, Adhipati Vasena Pana, Manosiddha Idisandi, Manosiddha. The mind is best or superior. Atheism. What is atheism? Atheism refers to the three mental aggregates. Going to the Bhovi Samasa, whenever you translate the Bhovi Samasa, you will use in the Chati Bhovi, especially have. Like here is atheism. Atheism means there. Ati is there is. If you combine them together, It means have. They have. It is an adjective. They have. They refers to the three matter aggregates. The three matter aggregates have the mind as their superiority, as their the best. So as their predominance, sita. Manosita, it is and manosita. So manosita is made vikha, bahubhi vikha. Some students have already known what is bahubhi. So we call the bahubhi samasa. It is one of the compound nouns, bahubhi samasa. But for this lesson, I have no time to explain how the bahubhi samasa is formed, because we were trying to finish this commentary also. The bahubhi samasa. The bahubhi samasa, if itism or yesam or desam, if they refer to the chatti or genetic case, you have to translate they have. They have the mind their superiority, as they have the mind as their best. They have the mind as their greatest. They have the mind as their master, as they have the mind their ruler. Manosita, it is and the manosita. So here you can see pana. So pana, it is a pekkantara jotaka. Manosito, it is and the mano. Adibidi was in Abana manosito, it is and the manosita is. This is the explanation of the word manosita. And if you refer to the original verse, manobu bengamadama manosita manomaya. Now the commentator has finished explaining the manobu bengama, the word manobu bengama. Now it is time to explain the word manosita. So after the explanation of the manobu bengama, then he moved to the explanation of the manosita. So this is two sides. From the explanation of, after the explanation of the manobu bengama, he will continue to the manosita. Because of this, this sentence, Adibidi Vasinaban and so is called Pekkantara sentence. What is Pekka sentence? All of the explanation of the manobu bengama is called Pekka sentence. So Bana is Pekkantara Jotaka. Adibidi Vasina, even though Manosita it is and the Manosita is Vikha sentence, but they have also, you can see also the words are connected to each other in this Vikha sentence. So Adibidi was saying now, by means of the Adibidi or as a ruler or as a master. So how about the connection of this Adibidi was saying now? This Adibidi was saying should be connected to the Sito. Adibidi was saying Sito. Because in the coming explanations, you will see Adibidi no Sita. Adibidi Sito. Adibidi Manoa Sito. The Jeta he Jora didn't Jora Jetagadi, Adibidi no Sita, Data Desambi Mano. Adibidi Manoa Sito. According to those sentences, Adibidi in the Sita, they are connected to each other. Because of this, Adibidi was saying Sito should be connected as Abhina, which is not Abhina, which is here. Now we have already seen in the Aṭṭhakathā Khanda, also Abhina Visesana, Abhina Visesaya. So Visesana modifier. This adhipati was in a modifying Sito. Sito and the adhipati was in a, these two words refer to the same meaning. Adhipati was in a also refers to the consciousness. Sito also refers to the consciousness. So their references are the same, but these two words are used as adjective in noun. So adjective modifier and modified. So because of this abhina, abhina is not different. Visesana is modifier. Adhipati vasena is abhina visesana. Sito is abhina visesaya. What is the meaning of the pana? Pakhandara jodaka. So because it is pakhandara jodaka, we can translate besides. Pana, besides. Besides, as a ruler or as a master, the mind, three mental aggregates have the mind as their ruler, their master, or as their best. Therefore, it is called Manosiddha. Okay. We will continue to the next sentence. Yatha hi jora dina jora jitagadeyo adhipati no siddha tatha desambi mano adhipati mano siddha. Okay, that is the explanation of Manosiddha. This explanation sentence is called Tappagadikarana sentence. Tappagadikarana sentence. Why it is called the Tappagadikarana sentence? It explains with the examples, with the similes. With similes, the sentence give us explanation. Such a sentence is called Tappagadikarana. The previous sentence, adhipati was in apana manosita, it is an manosita, it is apagata sentence. According to the apagata, the meaning also not clear. When the meaning is not clear, commentator or maybe the writer, for the writer, it is necessary to give to the reader with the explanation with the similes or comparisons. Now the commentator used his explanation with the similes. What kind of similes? Jora din and jora jitakadeyo adhipati no siddha. Jora din and jora jitakadeyo adhipati no siddha. That is a simile. The simile is compared with the mind or consciousness. The yatha hi. Yatha, how do we translate? Justice. He is a Tappagadikarana jodaka. For the he, we have to understand as the Tappagadikarana jodaka. So this justice, yatha. Jora dina jora jitagari adhipati no siddha hondi yatha. You have to understand like this. Jora jitagadeyo, the leader of the thieves, or Jitaka, is the leader. So Chora thief or robber. So you can say thief or robber. Jitaka is the leader of the thieves, the leader of the robbers. Adipati Sita. Adipati Sita, their master. The leader of the thieves, the leader of the robbers, and so on are master and Sita. They are superior or foremost. So we will translate the using the yata justice. The leader of the thieves or the leader of the robbers are their master and the superior are the master. Are the master or are superior? Who is superior? Who is best among them? Chora Jitaka Dio. Chora Jitaka is the leader of the thieves. The leader of the robbers are best. The best and the leader of the robbers, the leader of the thieves are their master. It is our best. Those thieves are best. Those leaders of thieves are best. The leader of the robbers are best. The leaders of robbers are the master. Just as the leader of the robbers are master and best. Tata Tisambi. Tata, similarly, or in the same way, Tisambi Mano Adipati Manowa Sito. Tisambi Mano Adipati Manowa Sito. Tata Tisambi. Tata we have to translate similarly or in the same way. Mano Adipati. Mano is subject. Adipati is predicate. Manowa Sito also. What is subject of the Sito? Manowa. What is subject of the Adipati is Mano. Tisambi. Tisam Abi. Abi, you have to translate also. Mano also. Tisambi. Sorry, Tisambi. According to the Adipati, Tisam should be translated genitive case. Mine is also their master. Manowa Sito. Manowa, you have to divide. Mano Ewa. Ewa, we have two meanings. Like sometimes only, sometimes we have translate itself. So when you translate Ewa itself, how do you call in the Pāļi technical term? Sayali Pinyaloga, do you still remember? When you translate Eva into itself, how do we call? According to the Pāļi commentary, Pāļi grammatical technical term. Do you hear me?
Yeah,
okay.
I hear. Yeah, hello, Sayadaw. It shall.
No, Ewa. No, Ewa.
Eva is Eva Atha.
Like we give specific name.
Oh yeah, okay. Pada Atha, yeah.
I mean only itself.
Only
Itself, where we translate. Eva is translated as itself. At the time, we have very specific term to call for this meaning. Pāḷi term.
Pada Atha, salah. Sadda pada Balataka.
No. Who Masali Mabonya, do you remember?
Sorry, Sayadaw,ဒီလိုမေ့သွားပြီဗျာ
Oh. You don't remember? Or how about the Ryan?
Yes, if I remember correctly, then it is called the Nodhiñāṇa.
Okay, correct, great. Sanitana. No? Eva is translated as itself. It is called Sanitana Wadarana. Okay. So Nividabana Wadarana. Okay, later we will talk about that. Mano Eva. Mano Eva. Only the the consciousness is only the best. Sito. Mano adipati, you can say Mano Sito. Mano adipati, Mano is subject, adipati is predicate. Mano adipati, Mano Sito. Mano and adipati, how do you connect these two words? Tonlayatha, Lingata. Mano adipati. Mano Sito also similarly, Tonlayatha and Lingata. Mano Sito, Mano adipati. But this deism also, we have two meanings. Because such a, how to say, the different meanings are understood in the Pāḷi according to the different, the idea of the cases. Like here is deism. Deism can be chatti. Or maybe you can translate like a padhana. Apadhana or sambandha. The case is genetic case plural. But this genetic case plural also can be translated according to the different context. So like deism, adipati. When you connect this deism to the adipati, it is a sambandha and sambandhi. Deism is a sambandha, adipati is sambandhi. When you connect this deism to the sito, you have to translate as a apadhana, apadhani. At the time, sito, according to the English, we have to use like a greater. The mind is greater than those three mental aggregates. Sito should be translated greater than. Because this deism, the meaning of the deism is taken as a apadhana, apadhani. So the meanings of the apadhana, not only the from. Sometimes also we can translate using comparative. Now we have like a comparative and the superlative. Here is sometimes apadana can be translated as a comparative meaning. So now here, desam we will take as a comparative meaning. So the mind is only greater than 3 mental aggregates. Because of this desam and you have to connect to the sito apadana, apadani. Apadani. Okay. So according to this examples, what you can understand is the meaning of the cases, case endings. What I mean is no cases, case endings. The meaning of the case endings are different according to the different context, according to the connection of the words. According to the connection of the words of the case, the meaning of the case endings are changed. Now, what is the Pāḷi technical term for the case ending is vibhati. The meaning of the vibhatis are not fixed to any particular meaning. The meaning of the vibhati is not fixed to a certain meaning. The meaning will be changed. Usually in the very beginning, in the basic level, the students are going to learn nominated the paṭhamo vibhati will be subject, dutiya vibhati will be object, tatiya vibhati will be translated with or by, chaturthiya vibhati will be translated as a 2 or 4, panchami vibhati will be translated as from and so on. But actually, when you read original text, the meanings of case endings are not fixed. They are changed depending on the context. This knowledge is also very important for understanding the original text. The desam here, for example, it is a genitive case. The case ending of the desam is genitive case. It is a chati. Chati vibhati. This chati vibhati will be translated in two ways, as a sambandha, as a apadana. So why the meaning of this chati vibhati is changed because of connection of the words. Like the students in the basic level understood this chati vibhati always sambandha. This chati vibhati or the case ending for the chati will be translated always off or there, apostrophe s. But according to this examples, the meaning of this chati vibhati are changed because of the connection of the words. So it is extremely important to understand connection of the words in the sentence. Without understanding the connection of the words in the sentence, I think it is very difficult to understand the deep meaning of the Dhamma. Okay, Tesam Adhipati, Tesam Sito. So, Ubinyawara, are you there? Okay. Ryan, I wanted to say the connection of the desam with the two different words.
Yeah, Sayadaw here. So when desam is connected, it is connected with the adipati, then desam is the sambandha, adipati is sambandhi. When desam is connected with the sito, then desam is the apadana and sito is apadani.
Okay. So now I want Siali Mabunya in Adhipati was in Manosito, it is an Manosito. I wanted to read that Pāḷi. Adhipati was in Apana.
Sayadaw, where should I read, Sayadaw?
Adhipati was in Apana.
Paṭhamo. So Adipati was saying now, Kana manosito ide sandi manosito. Yathahi jora dinam jora jetakadayo Adipati no sita. Tatha tesam bimano Adipati manowa sita.
Okay. So what is Upamana Jodaka, Upamaya Jodaka what?
So we have the yatha and the tatha.
Okay. Yatha is Upamana Jodaka. Tatha is Upamaya Jodaka. Okay, now we will continue to explanation of the Manomaya. Yatha Pana Dhatu Adihi Nepanani Dani Dani Bandani Dharu Mayadini Namahondi. Tatha Debi Manado Nepanada Mano Mayanama. Dharu Adihi Nepanani Dani Dani Bandani. Dharu is the wood. Dharu. Nipana. Completed. Accomplished. Made. Dharu Arihi. Nipanani. Dani Dani Bandani. Goods. Banda. Goods. Okay, here is a Dani Dani. Refers to the witcher. So witcher, what is witcher is? Forbidding of the meaning. By repeating the words, forbid the meaning. The meaning, the extent of the meanings is wider. Because repeating the words like a Dani, Dani, Rokam, Rokam, Sainjati. Rokam, Rokam, repeating this Roka 2 times. Because of the Rokam, Rokam, Sainjati is he waters the tree and the tree or every tree. Rokam, Rokam, Sainjati. He waters this tree and that tree or every trees. So here also Dani, Dani also should be understood as a watcher. Dani, Dani, every goods or those goods. This goods, or those goods. These goods or those goods or every goods. Because of the Dani, Dani. Dani, Dani is watcher. Dani Dani is said in according to the Vacha. Vacha is one of the usage of the Pāḷi grammar. So what is the meaning of the Vacha? Pervading the meaning by repeating the words Vacha. Also, this Vacha, the use of the Vacha also can be seen a lot in the original text. So Dharu Adihi Nepanani Dani Dani Bandani Dharu Mayadini Nama Honti Tata Debi Manado Nepanada Tata Debi Manado Nepanada Manomaya Nama Dharu Adihi. Dharu is the whose. According to the Adi, Dharu Adi. So similarly, we have already seen like a Chora Jitaka Dio. The Chora Adi. Here is Dharu Adi. So Dharu Adi, yes, Sandi, Dharu Adi. How do you translate? The wood and so on. This he is translated as a karana. Normally, we translate this he with or by. Here we translate this he as a karana. What is the meaning of the karana? Karana means due to or because of. So because of the whose and so on. What's the meaning because of come from the he? He is instrumental case ending or tatiya vibhati. This tatiya vibhati is translated because of or due to. Because of or due to the wood and so on. Dharu adihi nepanani dani dani bandani dharu mayadini nama hondi. Dharu mayadini nama hondi. So what is the subject of the hondi? Sayali Benyal Heri, are you there? Dani dani bandani dharu mayadini nama hondi. Hondi is the main verb. What is the subject of the hondi? Dani dani bandani, those goods or every goods. Nama hondi, how do you translate? Are called Nama hondi. Dharu mayadini nama hondi. Every goods, the goods, these goods or those goods are called Dharu maya, adini, and so on. So Dharu adihi nibbānani. Nibbānani is modifying to the dani dani bandani. Dharu adihi nibbānani dani dani bandani. Okay. So we will see the sentence. Dharu adihi nibbānani dani dani bandani. Nibbānani is modifying to the bandani. Nippanani is more modified to the bandhani, the goods, every goods. Nippanani made. The goods made. Dharu adini. According to the Myanmar translations, we translate Dharu adihi is because of the wood and so on. If you translate because of the wood and so on, we have to translate this Nibbana is completed. The goods, every goods which has been completed, which has been made. If you translate, Nibbana is made, and then we will translate this Dharu adihi by the wood and so on. Every goods or these goods or those goods made by the wood and so on are nama, called. What is the name of this goods is Dharumaya. So made by the wood, made of wood, Dharumaya and so on. Dharu adihi Nippanani, Tani Tani Bandhani. Dharumaya dini namahoni. So Dharumaya dini is subject. Hondi is the main verb. This Dharumaya dini also modified by the Nippanani. Tani Bandhani is subject. Tani Bandhani is subject. This Dharumaya dini nama, you can say it is complement. This Tani Bandhani is modified by the Nippanani. Nippanani Bandhani. The Nippanani completed or accomplished or made. Made by what? Made of what? Made of wood and so on. Because those goods are made of wood, those goods are called Dharumaya. Similarly, those three mental aggregates are made of mind. So they are called Manomaya. Why it is called the Manomaya? Because it is made of mind. So this simile comparison is given by the commentator. So then you will see like Tata Debi Manado Nippanata. Tata Debi Manado Nippanata Mano Mayanama. Tata similarly or in the same way. Debi. How do you divide? Debi. Debi. Nippanata. When you see the Nippanata or Katata, for example, here is Nibbana. The combination of the Nippanata and A. A is derived from the Samavipatti. So which means Sama change into the A. This A, this Sama, this ablative case ending, we have to translate because of or due to. Nippanata, it is a bhavadadita. Nippanata. So because of being completed, Nippanata. But Manado, because of mind, Manado. Manado is ablative case, to is ablative case ending. but you have to translate as a because of mind. They are, because they are completed or they are made. So they are called manomaya. I want Ryan to read the explanation of the manomaya. Yathabana.
Yeah, Sayadaw. Yathabana daru adihi nipanna nita nita nibandani darumaya dini nama honti tatha tepi manato nipannata manomaya nama.
Okay, here is a manado. You have to translate because of mind. Because of mind. Due to the mind. So Nipanada, as a single word, we will translate because of being completed or because of being made. But when we change into the clause, that we will translate because these three mental aggregates are made by the mind. Because these three mental aggregates are completed because of mind. Because of these three mental aggregates are accomplished because of mind. They are called manomaya. As a single word, you have to translate the word nipanata because of being completed or because of being made. But when you translate as a clause or as a full sentence, we will use like a because. So what is object of the nipanata? Tepi. Object, or you can say subject. Tepi nipanata. Te is the subject of nipanata. Tepi nipanata. Te api. This, because these three mental aggregates are also made. According to the Pāḷi, you have to translate this tepi is subject. But according to the English, because we translate the nipana is completed or made. In English, it may be a kind of object. But according to the Pāḷi, we have to understand tepi. Te is subject. Because these three mental aggregates are also completed or made by the mind or because of mind. Manomaya nama, they are called manomaya. What is the case of nama, Ryan? Do you still remember? Dharumaya dini nama hondi. Singular,
It is-
plural.
it's
Okay, singular, plural.
Singular, Sayadaw. Yeah.
It is singular, no?
Yeah.
Okay. Dharumaya dini nama hondi. Okay. Dharumaya dini nama hondi tatha devi manado nipanata manomaya nama. Okay, according to this explanation, you can understand also nipanatadita. So in the datitas, depending on the meaning of the suffix, we give the name to the datita. So here is so dharumaya is dharu plus maya suffix. Dharumaya. Dharu plus maya suffix. What is maya? Maya is suffix. What is the meaning of the maya is Nibbana. So Dharumaya, how do you make a Vigraha? So Dharuna, Nibbana, Dharumaya. Nibbana is the meaning of Maya suffix. If you make a Tadita Vigraha, you have to say, you have to mention the meaning of the suffix. By the meaning of the suffix, you will make a Tadita Vigraha. For example, we will see there are many Tadita forms. For example, here is so Purisasa Bhava Purisata, the state of Purisa, man. The suffix is ta. The Vasita is Abhijam, Vasito or Vasito. So Purisasa Bhava Purisata. This bhava is the meaning of the ta suffix. So if you make a Tadita Vigraha, you have to mention the meaning of the suffix. By showing the meaning of the suffix, you make a Tadita Vigraha. Purisasa bhava Purisata. So Purisata is the combination of the Purisa and ta. What is the meaning of the ta? It is bhava, state of. Vasitasa bhava Vasita is the combination of the Vasita plus a. What's the meaning of the a suffix? It is abhijan. Abhijan is the son. The son of the Vasita is Vasita or Vasita. Similarly, here also Dharuna, Nibbana, Dharumaya. Dharumaya. Similarly, Manado, Nibbana. Manomaya also Mana plus Maya. Maya is, the meaning of the Maya is Nibbana. This Mana in the middle of the words is changed into the O, Manomaya. Okay. So according to this explanation also, we come to know how to make a Vigraha of the Manomaya and Dharumaya by seeing the Nibbana. Okay, now we will take the break, 10 minutes break, then we will continue the class.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Sadhu, 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 sadhu.
Yathabana Dharu Adihi Niphanani Dani Dani Bandani Dharumayadini Nama Hondi Data Debi Manado Niphana Manomaya Nama. What is the gender of the Bandani? It is Nuda gender. Dharumayadini Nama Hondi. Why it is called Dharumayadini? Why it is used as a Dharumayadini with the ni? Because it refers to the Bandani. Bandani is a Nuda gender, Dharumayadini also Nuda gender. Nominative case, plural forms. Okay. And we will continue to explanation of the Bhrautena. Sally Binyalog, I wanted to read these paragraphs. Bhrautena.
Yes, sir. Paduthenati agantu kehi
abhijadihi dosehi padutena pakati mano hi apavanga chittang tang apadutham yathahi pasanang udakang agantukehi niladihi upakithilang lithang nilon dakadi bedang hoti nacha nawang udakang napi parimang pasana na udaka meva tatha tampi agantukehi api jadihi dosehi paduthang hoti nacha nawang chittang napi parimang pavanga chitta meva te naha bhagava papa saramidang bhikkhave chittang tanja ho agantukehi upakilesehi upakilithanti.
Okay. If you read again, Manobovingama Dhamma, Manosita Manomaya, I want the Ryan to read this verse again, Manobovingama Dhamma, Manosita Manomaya.
Yes, Sayadaw here. Okay. Mano Puppangama Dhamma, Mano Siddha, Mano Maya, Mano Saje Paduttena, Pasatiwa Karotiwa, Tato Nang Dukkhaman, Dukkham Manveti, Jakkam Wa Wahato Padanti.
Okay. The story of the Cakkhupāla is connected to this verse. With reference to the story of the Cakkhupāla, the Buddha expounded this verse, Manobovingama Dhamma, Manosita Manomaya, and so on. In that verse, the explanations of the Manobovingama, the explanation of the Manosita, the explanation of the Manomaya has been finished. Now it is time to explain the sentence, the words in the sentence. Manasa che paduttena pasadiwa karodiwa. That sentence also we should not overlook, because to understand the commentary, it is important to compare with the original canonical text. In the canonical text, the sentences, words are mentioned. Those words, those sentences are explained by the commentators. If you miss the sentences, the words in the original verse, the explanation of the commentator cannot be understood. Now we will see again, Manasaji Paduttena for everyone. Pasadiwa Karodiwa. Okay, we will focus this sentence. Manasaji Paduttena Pasadiwa Karodiwa. Here, what is the meaning of the word? Pasadi, he may either speak. He either speaks or does. He may speak or he may do. He speaks or he does, or he takes action. So this word, according to the Pāļi technical term, aniyamata vācaka. So what is aniyamata vācaka? Aniyama Niyamata. Definite meaning. Niyamata. Aniyamata. The meaning is not definite. The Vajaka means gives the meaning. Vajaka it says. When the word says indefinite meaning, it is called aniyamata Vajaka. This word not definitely refer only to the Vasati or not only to the Karodi. He may speak or he may do. Sometimes he speaks, sometimes he does. This word refers to the one of these two actions. This word not fixed to the certain action. Because of this, word is called aniyamata Vajaka. So what is the meaning of the Bhadotena? In English translations, usually we translate impure. Bhadotena is instrumental case and Otadeya Vipatti. Manasa. Manasa also instrumental case. Bind the mind or with the mind. Bind the mind or with the mind. So Bhadotena is a modifier to the Manasa with the impure mind. Or bind the impure mind. If he speaks or if he does. When we have the three actions, it is a Kaya Gama, Vajigama, Manogama. The action by deed, bodily action, verbal action, mental action. In the three actions, here is Vasatiwa Krotiwa. Vasatiwa, according to the Vasatiwa, it is verbal action. According to the Krotiwa, it is a bodily action. You take a bodily action or you take verbal action. When you take those actions with impure mind, the Dhamma and Dukkha Manuedi, because of this, the suffering or pain, unhappiness follows him. Like what? Just as the wheat follows the feet of the ox. This verse, in this in the verse, Manobobingama and so on, the commentator explained about the Manobobingama, Manosita, Manomaya. Now he will explain about the Bhadotena, Manasaji Bhadotena, Vasadiwa, Krodiwa. He starts with this one, Bhadotena. Bhadotena, generally we translate impure, but the Harmon commentary explains the meaning of this word. Bhadotena, the Bhadotena. You can see Bhadotena. So, according to the explanations, according to this explanation, Bhadotena, like Sanwanideva and Sanwanana, they are the same. But commentator gives us more information with the extra word. Dosehi Bhadotena. When he explains again the word Bhadotena, because the meaning of the Bhadotena is understandable to everyone, Bhadotena or destroyed or corrupted. Corrupted or destroyed. Bhadotena, corrupted. Corrupted to what? Dosehi. Corrupted by the dosas. This dosa is no anger, this dosa is fault. Fault or blemish. fault or blemish, by the fault, by the faults, or by the blemishes, corrupted by the blemishes or corrupted by the faults. Dosehi Prathina. So what kind of dosa? He explains again what is the dosa, what kind of dosa he wanted to say here. Abhejadihi. Abhejadihi refers to the dosa. Abhejadihi, Abheja and so on. Abheja Vyabhada Mechadeti. I think you have already seen many Vigahas together with the Adi, the word Adi. Salima Bonya, can you do Vigaha with the Abhejadi?
Abijo Adi, Yesandi, Abijadi.
Okay, Abheja is what kind of a gender? It is?
I think it's masculine gender. I think it's masculine gender. Yeah.
Now you see like we never say Abheja, it is Abheja.
Or the feminine gender.
Yabada.
Feminine gender, sorry.
Okay, so
Abija, Adi, Yesandi, Abijadi. Abijad, yes.
So if you want to say like a Mechadeti Adi, Mechadeti Adi, for example, how do you make a wake up with the Mechadeti Adi?
Michadeti Adi, Yesandi, Michadi.
Mechadeti Adi.
Adi.
Mechadeti is also feminine gender. Abheja Adi, Yesandi, Abhejadi. So Abheja and so on. What is the meaning of the Abheja? It is greed. Greed and so on. By the force, greed and so on, which is the greed and so on. Abhejadihi dosehi. This Abhejadihi dosehi also modified by another word, Agandukehi. Agandukehi is a guest or newcomer. So corrupted by the force, which is beginning with Abheja and so on, which is guest. The guest Abheja or newcomer Abheja and so on, corrupted by the force which is guest Abheja and so on. So Abhejadihi dosehi should be understood as a Aganduka. Aganduka is a temporary, Awasika is permanent. Here we should know these two terms, two important terms in the Pāḷi. Aganduka and the Awasika. Awasika is if you stay in your home, for your home, you are Awasika. Your guest comes, sometimes visit your place, your home, your house, your apartment. Those guests are called Agandukas. So Aganduka is guest, Awasika you can say host. Aganduka and Awasika. According to this explanation, Abheja is also called Agandukas. Why it is called Aganduka Abheja? Abheja is Abheja, Vyabhada, Mechadeti, and the Kilesas. Actually, it refers to the all kinds of Kilesas. Those Kilesas are called Agandukas. According to this explanation, this Nodhiñāṇa is also explained by the commentator using the Tatiya Vipatti. Dosehi. Dose is avuttakattu. Also, you should keep in your mind. So one of the grammatical terms. Avuttakattu. So we have the two kattus. Avuttakattu, vuttakattu. Okay, later you will understand what this term means. Avuttakattu is always with the instrumental case. So avuttakattu is used to indicate transitive verb or passive voice. If the commentators want to refer to the passive voice or transitive verb, they use avuttakattu. Avuttakattu is, by using the avuttakattu, we understand this is a transitive verb, or this is passive voice. Now, at the same time, or this word should be understood with the passive ta. So because of this, padota, you have to understand this is a pa and the plus do sta. Do sta. Pa plus do sta, pa is a prefix. Sa and da is changed into the data. Padota. This da, what is the meaning of this da? Da also can be used in two ways, sometimes active, sometimes passive. Da is a past participle da. This past participle da can be used in two ways. Sometimes it is active, sometimes it is passive. So active past participle and the passive past participle. So according to the explanation given by the commentator, because he explained this word with dosehi, with the avuttakattu. So this should be understood passive past participle. Why do we understand this ta suffix in the padota as a passive or transitive verb, transitive meaning?
Yeah, because we see it in sentence with the object, either with the object that is transitive, passive.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now we see like agandugehi abejadihi dosehi padotina, because this point is also important.
Yeah.
Now padotina, we understand padotina is the combination of pa prefix, do's and the da. Or do's, whatever it is, okay. Do's and the da. This da has two meanings, passive or active. Okay, passive or active. This da is, so we understand it is passive past participle.
Yeah.
We understand this da is a passive past participle. Why we understand this da as a passive past participle? Or the whole word is transitive. We understand the whole word as a transitive. Why we understand the whole word as a transitive? Why?
Because in this sentence, we see the agantukehi, abijadihi, that is the object of patutena. So
okay.
Yeah. So
Okay.
that's why we notice that it dutta is a passive sense. That is avuttakattu agantukehi abijadihi te avuttakattu. We can understood by that.
We understood this is a passive.
Yes.
We understand this ta is a passive. When this padota is a passive, why do we understand like this? Because of what?
Another way is because of root neuter object.
Okay. Now you compare with the agandukehi, abhijadihi, dosehi, padotena. Because I have already explained, like
Yes.
you may get the point. Do you get the
Yeah.
point?
Yes, Sayadaw. I explained because agantukehi abhijadihi, that is we consider as avutakatu. So in avutakatu, that is to be is no need is the subject denote the verb, and so the patutena is passive sense.
Okay, okay. So I will explain again because it is important. Sanwanana and the Sanwanitaba. The Sanwanitaba and the Protena, the Agandugahi, Abhijadihi, Dosehi, Protena. So this is, in that sentence you will see, Protena, this one. Protena is Sanwanitaba. Abhijadihi, Agandugahi, Dosehi, Protena is called Sanwanana. The Sanwanitaba and Sanwanana. For example, the Sanwanitaba is to be explained. The certain word you need to explain. This certain word is called Sanwanitaba. Your explanation is called Sanwanana. What is Sanwanana is? What is Sanwanana? Sanwanana is explanation. Sanwanitaba is the word or the phrase which should be explained. Like in the Protena, the Aganugehi, Abhijadihi, Dosehi, Protena. The Protena is Sanwanitaba. Aganugehi, Abhijadihi, Dosehi, Protena is Sanwanana. Sally, do you understand what I mean? Sally Pinyaloka?
Yes,
Okay.
Sayadaw.
Okay, in that sentence, in the Sanwanana and the Sanwanitaba and Sanwanana. In the Sanwanitaba is explained using the avutakatu. At the time, the word Sanwanitaba in the Sanwanana, when the commentator explains Sanwanitaba, at the time he used avutakatu or tatiya vibhati. At the time, this Sanwanana protena should be understood as a passive voice or karma sadhana.
Yeah, thank
Why
you so
this
much.
protena should be understood passive voice? Because he explained in the Sanwanitaba, in the Sanwanana, we see the avutakatu. We see the avutakatu in the explanatory sentence. We see the tatiya vibhati. He explains, he gives his explanation with the tatiya vibhati or avutakatu. Because of this Sanwanana should be understood as a passive voice. So this here also, like technically we call Kamma sadhana. Kamma sadhana is one of the methods of the Vikha, doing the Vikha in the Gita. In the Gita Vikhas, Like in the samasa, we say like it is abhyayibhava samasa, kammadhārya samasa, and so on we call it. But in the Darida, kita vighas. For the kita words, in the primary derivative forms. For the kita words, what is the kita? Buddha, Dhamma, like a kata, so those words are we call the kita. So when the kita words are made, explained with the vighas, they have a vighas like a katu sadhana. For some students, they have already know about that. Kama sadhana. The kama sadhana means the passive voice. Katu sadhana means active voice. If you make a vigha with the active meaning, it is katu sadhana. If you make a vigha with the passive meaning, it is called kama sadhana. So kama sadhana, according to the kama sadhana meanings, like for example, Dhadabam Deyam. Deyam is explained behind this word, Dhadabam. Dhadabam Deyam. Dhadaba should be given, so it is called the Deya. Deya means should be given. That which should be given is called Deya. This Dhadaba is Kama Sadhana. In the Kama Sadhana, you have to translate a passive meaning. Be done. So, in the Samvanana, if you see Avudakati or Tadya Vipatti, at the time, Samvanana should be understood. A Samvanitaba word should be understood as a passive voice or Kama Sadhana. Okay. I think so why do we understand this protein as a Kama Sadhana?
It's because when we see the explanation, so the commentator uses Avudakatu. Through this Avudakatu, we know that is a Kama Sadhana. The Samanitava is a Kama Sadhana.
So which one is Avudakatu? Can you tell us?
Dosehi. Dosehi.
Okay. Dosehi is Avudakatu. Tadya Vipatti. According to the Avudakatu Tadya Vipatti, we understand Pradothena is the vigha of the Pradothena should be done Kama Sadhana. Okay. Okay, here, look at. So what is Avudakatu? If it is Avudakatu, you have to translate using the va in English. If it is Avudakatu, you translate using the va. Find the dosas. Pradothena, destroyed or corrupted. Corrupted or destroyed by the dosas or by the force. Avudakatu. Okay. Here, in the dictionaries, usually they use like only the do's. This do's also should be understood as a adjective or as a passive. But in the Sayadaw's book, he said like a do's. So according to his explanation is, so Patusiyati Patotho. Padusyati Brota, because if Brota refers to the manor. Padusyati Brota. Padusyati is corrupted or destroyed. So why we can make it such a wicked house? Because we see in the commentator's explanation, he explained Pratina using Autagati or Tatya Vibhati. So we understand that this do's or do's, the ta suffix in the Prota is Kamasarana or passive voice. So passive voice, so how do you write in Pāļi? Padusyati, because here is ya, passive ya. A karoti kariyati, for example. Karoti is active. Kariyati is passive. Because the ta suffix in the Parota is a passive, so if you make a weak house, your weaker sentence also should be passive. How to change, how to make a weaker sentence passive? By using the passive ya, padusyati Parota. Because Dose is taken as a Autagati. According to the Dose, we understand Brotina or Brota is the ta suffix in the Brota is Kamasarana or passive meaning. Okay. So later you will see such explanations many times. Now the next one is also this Dose he also we will understand. Like a Dose he commentator explains with the Autagatu, but he Vibhati in the Dose he sometimes can be translated as a Karana. So what is Karana? These technical terms also I will use Karana and Pla. Karana, if I say it is Karana, if you see the Karana, it is Karana meaning in the commentaries or sub-commentaries, you will understand it should be translated to you too. Because of Karana. This he can be translated as Autagatu. At the same time, it can be translated as a Karana. This Dose he Vibhati, he, the kiss and he in the Dose he. According to the different meaning of the he, the meaning of the Prota also will be changed. If you take the meaning of the he as a Karana here, at the time you will translate Dose because of force or due to the force. Then Padota's meaning also changed. You cannot translate Padota as a corrupted. Instead, you have to translate the Padota as a perished. Perished, deceased, perished or deceased, depending on the context, changed. So Parotina, the meaning of the Parotina will be different because if you take he Vibhati in the Dose he as a Karana, at the time, the meaning of the Parotina also will be changed like a perished. So because of the force, because of force which is abhijja and so on, perished or changed because of the force which are abhijja, the newcomer or guest abhijja and so on. So two important points in this explanatory, in this samvandana sentence. Agandukehi abhijjadehi dosehi paṭhotena. Paṭhotena is a combination of the prefix dus and the da. The meaning of the da is understood as a passive. If you take he vibhati, the meaning of the he in the dosehi is avutakatu, then the suffix is kamasarana. So if you take a dosehi, he vibhati, the case and he in the dosehi is taken as a karana meaning. What is karana meaning? Karana meaning is due to or owing to or because of. At the time, the meaning of the paṭhotha should be understood or best active, perished or deceased or changed. Two important points. The meanings are changed depending on the connection of the words. The meanings in the sentence understood according to the connection of the words. The meanings in the sentence are changed because of connection of the words. Here also one of the examples. Previously, we have already seen with desam mano, desambi mano, adhipati manowa sito. When the desam is connected to the adhipati, you have to connect these two words as sambandha sambandhi. When you connect this desam to the sito, at the time, desam and the sito is apadana, apadani. Here also the meaning of the paṭhotena should be understood as a passive when we take the case and he in the dosi as a avutakatu. We understand the paṭhotha as an adjective. When we take the meaning of the case and he in the dosi as a karana meaning due to or because of owing to. So such a similar explanations, similar methods, similar techniques to understand the commentary or sub-commentary or origin canonical text will be seen a lot. Okay, paṭhotena di aganukehi abhijjadehi dosehi paṭhotena. Paṭhotena corrupted by the force, which are abhijja and so on. They are agandukas, newcomers. They are guests. Abhijja, vyabhada, mecha, dethi. You can say otherwise, lobha, dosa, moha. They are agandukas. What are avasikas? Aganduka and avasika, I have already talked about. Avasika is host. Avasika, host. Aganduka is newcomer or guest. The newcomer or guest is abhijja and so on. So what is avasika? So we don't know what is avasika. So what is avasika consciousness? What is our agandukas, mental aggregates? We don't know. So the commentator continues his explanation to give us more explanations. How to say? Agandukai abhijjadi dosi paṭhotena is, you can say it is a brief explanation of the paṭhotena. it is necessary for the commentator to give more extensive explanation to the word Brauthena. Then the commentator started to explain with the sentence Pagati Manohi Bhunga Jaitam and so on. So Pagati Manohi Bhunga Jaitam, from the Pagati Mano up to the Upakilatan, these long sentences called Vaitara sentence. Agandugehi Abhijari Dose Brauthena is Sankhepa sentence. Starting with the Bhagati Mano up to the Upakilatan is Vaitara sentence. So Vaitara sentence was now, it is almost one paragraph. Agandugehi Abhijari Dose Brauthena is Brauthena di Agandugehi Abhijari Dose Brauthena is Sankhepa sentence. Bhagati Manohi Bhunga Jaitam and up to the Upakilatan is Vaitara sentence. Brauthena di Agandugehi Abhijari Dose Brauthena is Sankhepa sentence. So why Bhagati Mano and so on, that sentence is called Vaitara. In the previous sentence, in the Sankhepa sentence, Brauthena, we don't understand how is it corrupted? We don't understand by what, by which the mind is corrupted. So we don't understand what is Aganduga or what is Avasika consciousness. So he will continue his explanation with the Bhagati Manohi Bhunga Jaitam Tan Abrautam. Mabunya, I wanted to read all of the Vaitara sentence. Bhagati Manohi.
Bhagati Manohi Bhunga Jaitam Tan Abandukham Yatha hi Pasanang Utakang Akanduki hi Ninati hi Upakinithang Ninodakati Petang Poti. Najana Wang Utakang Nabi Buri Mang Pasana Utakamewa Tathadang di Akanduki hi Abijati hi Dosi hi Patutang Poti. Najana Wang Jaitam Nabi Buri Mang Bhunga Jaitamewa Tenaha Patawa Pasarame Dang Vikhawe Jaitam Danjako Akanduki hi Upakini Sehi Upakini Thandi.
Okay.
Be right here.
Bhagati Manohi Bhunga Jaitam. Bhunga Jaitam, Bhunga consciousness. Bhagati Mano, original mind is Bhunga Jaitam, Bhunga consciousness. So some people translate the Bhunga Jaitam as subconsciousness. I want to use this Bhunga Jaitam, the Pāḷi term. I want to use the Pāḷi term, Bhunga Jaitam. So here, for some students who have learned the Pāḷi, the Abhidhamma, they have already know what is Bhunga Jaitam. For some students who never learned or who learn a little bit Abhidhamma, it is for them a little difficult to understand what is Bhunga Jaitam, what Bhunga Jaitam it is. So Bhunga Jaitam is similar. Bhunga Jaitam, and we have the two Viti Jaitas. Bhunga Jaitam and the Viti Jaitas. Bhunga Jaitam and the Viti Jaitam. Viti Jaitam is, for example, if we are in the daily life, we communicate with the people, we hear, we smell, we taste. At the time, we have the consciousness in connection with the eyes, ears, nose, and the tongue, the body, and the thinkings. Those are called Virijaitas. So what is the Bhuanga Jaita? Bhuanga Jaita is similar to the Prisandi Jaitas. The Prisandi Jaita, Bhuanga Jaita, we call the Chuti Jaitas. They are the same. Bhuanga Jaitas, when the Viti Jaitas not all the time arise in our life. Sometimes Viti Jaitas happens, sometimes Viti Jaita doesn't rise. So for example, if you are in the deep sleep, sometimes when we are unconscious because of some accidents or because of some disease, at the time, we don't have any contact with the external world, outer world. But still, the mind process still continues. As long as the mind process still continues, we can say that person is not dead yet. Because the mind process still continues. So, like when we, in the deep sleep also, we have such a Bhuanga Jaitas. If someone is in the deep sleep, if there is no consciousness, he will die. So because of this Bhuanga Jaita is very important part of the life. Because of this, it is also called the Bhuanga Jaitas. This Bhuanga Jaita also in the daily life also this Bhuanga Jaita rise occasionally or frequently. Like some people you may see some people are very slow to think about, very slow to speak. But even within between the Viti Jaitas, there is still Bhuanga Jaitas. For example, because when I see some visible forms at the time, I have a Cakkhupālattheravatthu Viti. From the Cakkhupālattheravatthu Viti, when the Cakkhupālattheravatthu Viti is changed into the, for example, Sotadvarika Viti, between these two Vitis, there is the Bhuanga Jaitas. According to the Abhidhamma text, if someone have a lot of Bhuanga Jaitas, he became slow. Some people, when they are listening to the Dhamma, when they are listening to the lectures, sometimes their mind is forced to the Bhuanga Jaitas. So Bhuanga Jaita is very important part of the life. When you are awake, okay, you either move, you speak, you communicate with the people. When you are deep sleep, at the time, still your consciousness going on. Because your consciousness still going on, you can say you are not dead yet. So this Bhuanga Jaita is similar to the Prisani Jaitas. So what is the Prisani Jaitas? Prisani Jaitas are Vipaka Jaitas. Like for example, in the sensual world, in this karma plane, in the 11 karma planes, karma vajra world, we have Mahavibhaga Jaita 8, 2 Santirana Jaitas, totally we have 10 Prisani Jaitas. 10 Prisani Jaitas. If you have already studied Abhidhamma, you may understand this Mahavibhaga Jaita is not associated with the Lobha, Dosa, Moha or any Agusala Jaitas. If you analyze how many Chaitasikas are connected to the 2 Santirana Jaitas, Agusala Vibhaga Upaka Sahagata Santirana, Kusala Vibhaga Upaka Sahagata Santirana, these 2 Santirana Jaitas are also not connected with the Agusala Jaitas. So what I want to say is, these 10 Prisani Jaitas are not connected with the Agusala Jaitas, Agusala Chaitasikas. Like Moha, Ahirika, Nodaba, 14 Agusala Chitasikas are not connected to this 10 Prisani Chetas. 10 Prisani Chetas are called Pohunga Chetas. 10 Prisani Chetas are called Chuti Chetas, death consciousness. So because of this, Pagati Manohi Pohunga Chetan. What is the Pagati Mano? What is the original mind? What is Awasika mind? It is these Pohunga Chetas. We have the Pohunga Chetas according to our own Prisani, our own rebirth. We have the Pohunga Chetas. These Pohunga Chetas are not associated with any Agusala Chitasikas. So originally, this Pohunga Chetas is pure, it's bright, pure and bright. The Pagati Manohi Pohunga Chetas, them are protected. Because it is pure and it is bright, the commentator continues explaining them. That mind is, that consciousness is unprotected, not corrupted. Okay. The Ryan, I wanted to make a complete sentence. Pagati Manoi Pohunga Chetan, then unprotected. So unprotected, you have to put the aṭṭhakathā. Make a complete sentence.
Yes, Sayadaw. So tang apaduk-thang is the
You have to put aṭṭhakathā.
yes. So tang agantukehi apejjadihi dosehi apaduk-thang.
Okay. Abrotam, what is object of the abrotam is tam.
Yeah.
Tam refers to the Pohunga Chetan. Tam Pohunga Chetan. That Pohunga consciousness is not corrupted by the force, abhijja and so on. Pagati Manohi Pohunga Chetan, tam abrotam. Original mind is Pohunga consciousness. This Pohunga consciousness not destroyed, not corrupted, not stained by the lobha, dosa, and moha. So it is pure. Because of this, the Buddha said, Papasra Midam Bhikkhave Chetan. Idam Chetan, this mind is bright or shining. What kind of mind the Buddha refers to? The Buddha refers to the Pohunga Chetan. Okay. So I think we should stop on that sentence. We will continue the commentary lesson next week. Saturday, as usual, 9 o'clock in the morning. Now we will stop the class by reciting Buddha Sasana Chiran Tetadu 3 times. Buddha Sasana Chiran Tetadu. Buddha Sasana Chiran Tetadu. Buddha Sasana Chiran Tetadu. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Thank you so much, Sayadaw.
Thank
Okay,
you.
you're
Thank
welcome.
you, Sayadaw.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Sayadaw. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Okay.